Alright guys, this is Blaze down here. Instead of just normal wall coon, you get Pokemon poster coon. This is mainly just gonna be the part 2 that I said I was gonna upload yesterday, but got blocked by a few things that were happening. So this is mainly just discussing the banner details that I wanted to go over. Also pardon any extra noise you may be hearing because I am near a window. But just so you know, the banner, I need to make a few revisions to what I said before. Firstly, the corn and tiki thing, I believe I mentioned that I said I wanted those two because they're a mechanic where they could possibly transform into dragons by themselves instead of having to use a dragon to transform into their dragon forms. How I said I would like that. I wouldn't know if they were going to add a dragon at all for the banner. I just realized that they could add the add Faye from the Fire Emblem Heroes game. It's weird because Faye is an owl. I mean I know we have Zephyr and all that, but it's gonna be a giant owl. It's just hilarious to think about it. But other than that, I'll just get on to the units that I would say I would get onto. So the first one is, well, the first two I guess are going to be Tiki and Corn, because those two are pretty much the two that I would want to be like their own like cool units with their own cool mechanics. So like the main thing I want to discuss is their dragon form. Now, firstly, I don't know how they would make a dragon form for Corn or Tiki, because what they can do, like, I would be busted, because for me it would either have to be one of 3 different options, one of which I'm confused about, and another is similar to another. Kind of confusing, but you'll understand when I how I'm going to word it. So for the first one, which I definitely don't like, is just giving them the ability to transform into their dragon form and give them all the benefits of what the normal gacha dragons do, which is give you pretty much invincibility, pretty much invincibility, increased damage on their basic attack, but when you skill, or possibly even just giving them that, giving them their dragon form, but giving them their dragon form be able to recharge their skill. It would be really unique. But the only caveat to this that I'm going to say for this first one, which is why I wouldn't want them to do this, is making it so that their mana circle gives them a buff, a mod essentially, of when they transform into their dragon form. They get a mod of however much percent and or something else, but they can't use dragons. Now that in itself is kind of weird. It's kind of like a lore standpoint, but also something that could be characteristic to them. I don't like that because it would just make it so that they lose one of their slots for a possibly better skill, like increased damage, like to critical, to skills, to anything like that. I wouldn't want that. This other two I think are broken essentially because they don't use this. And since they would be able to transform into 2 separate dragons, their own dragons, and then a dragon that is from the game, and or anything else. It's just kind of busted. But obviously, what I wanted to say is going to caveat that, making it a little bit more balanced. So the second part that I want to say for Tiki and Corn's dragon form is make it so that their dragon forms, they can still transform into their own dragons, and they can also keep their dragon, the dragon slot where they can have a dragon that increases their damage or whatever, or for them, but in their own original dragon form, they can't transform into a dragon, obviously, because they are in their dragon form, and they also still take damage. it's kind of weird, cause that it's like you get the viability of having your dragon form, which I could believe that they would make their dragon form stronger than a dragon from the game, because instead of having to raise a dragon's friendship up to have like a longer lasting time, they could have the corn and tiki transform to their dragons and have them already at max like 30 friendship time, and it wouldn't go down, and it would just be there for them to transform, and still like lose health obviously and not be able to transform, but they still get the rechargeable dragon skill, which obviously would do a lot of damage, and they also get damage from their dragon form in general. The third one, now this one it's kind of confusing how I'm gonna word it. It's basically the second one, but actually, you know what? I think the second one is all that we really need. The first one gives some sort of option as to have Fire Emblem as like friendship system with the characters, because